Higher Learning is a show about adults learning interesting facts while under the influence of marijuana. This show is filmed in Vermont where it is legal to smoke. The staff involved in the show want to be clear that we do not support its use by those too young or where it is illegal to partake in such behavior. While this show doesn't show the usage of drugs or use coarse language, it is not intended for children. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get to the burning and learning. Welcome to Higher Learning, a class in disjointed education. This is the show where I have cut it down to teaching my son 10 facts while he is high on an edible.
I am.
He is. And then a week later, we're going to come in next week, and he's going to get a quiz on these 10 facts to see how much he remembers, or as we like to say, will he puff, puff, pass?
Or puff, puff, fail.
Usually, for those of you who've watched, there's one way more often than the other.
Maybe.
But this week, because it's coming up soon, being March, we're doing 10 facts about St. Patrick or St. Patrick's Day. It's like a combination of both. St. Patrick was actually British. He was born around the year 390 in what is now, they're not sure if it was England, Scotland, or Wales, but it was like all in that area. And that sounds like, oh, it's 3 different countries. In America, that's like saying Vermont, New Hampshire, and Mass. Like, basically. Like, you're pretty close. The story that people believe, but there's not a lot of evidence, is that he was kidnapped and enslaved at the age of 16 and brought to Ireland. His real name wasn't well, obviously not Saint, but it wasn't Patrick. It was actually Maewyn Succat, or Succat, S-U-C-C-A-T. Succat? I don't know. March 17th is not St. Patrick's birthday. March 17th, 461 AD was actually the day he died. So we're celebrating
His death.
The day he died. The very first St. Patrick's Day parade happened in the United States, not Ireland. It was in New York City in 1762.
That doesn't surprise me.
St. Patrick had no snakes to banish. Legend says he drove the snakes from Ireland into the sea and purging the land of evil. However, snakes never really inhabited the Emerald Isle.
Well, since him.
No, like naturally they just never were there.
Sure.
St. Patrick's Day was always considered a religious holiday in Ireland, and for most of the 20th century, pubs would close down on March 17th. See, in America, we go get drunk and drink green beer and all that stuff. Literally, that was like one holiday that they were like, no, we're not going to drink. It's a religious holiday. We're going to stay sober today. Blue is actually the color that should be associated with Patrick, and green was considered unlucky. Blue is still considered symbolic of Ireland. It was actually people protesting that took green as their color, so they were kind of considered like rabble-rousers. So green is not the official Irish color, which is so weird because everyone thinks green. Did you ever wonder why you've never seen a lady leprechaun? According to, other than they don't exist.
Okay. Like, I'm about to learn right now.
According to Irish folklore, there are no female leprechauns. They're actually a subspecies of fairies, and they're all male. Huh. And they're supposed to be mean because they got kind of like shunned by the rest of the fairies. Yeah. And the last one, corned beef and cabbage is an American invention. Ham and cabbage was traditional Irish fare. Corned beef was a more affordable alternative for Irish Americans. So,
and it is salty, so I suppose.
I mean,
like the salty.
Yeah.
I get that part.
Sure.
That's it, but.
Yeah. So, that's your 10 facts about St. Patrick's Day. Next week, we'll come in. I'll see if he remembers any of the stuff I just said. Probably not. But, again, it's been a few weeks, so it took me a second to remember what I say next. So we'll find out if he's going to puff, puff, pass.
Or puff, puff, fail.
See you then.